Alright, here's what we have: a University Loudspeaker Incorporated TRIAXIAL System 315. Take the screw out right here. Lift the can off the back. Woofer magnet. Compression driver. So even though it's called a triaxial, it's really a duplex. Woofer tweeter. Level control for the tweeter. This is quite a blast from the past. Alright, you can see our terminals here, and the third setup here with this cable. What this is, this can contains the LCR circuit for the crossover to separate the lows to the woofer and the highs to the tweeter. Now this is a pretty cool setup. So we've got all kinds of buzzes in this speaker. Buzzes, rattles, you name it. It's just unusable the way it is. So here's one place we're going to have a buzz right here. A buzz between this guard and the horn flare. That's metal to metal. And even with this nut tightened down, you've got we got probably, I don't know, 6 or 7K. We've got a metallic ringing buzz that's caused by a vibration between this guard and the horn flare, which is pretty thin. There's also another part that fits over here, a bracket which I don't have, that's designed to, or at least it helps to dampen some of this ringing out of this horn. So you pull the nut and you reach in here and get that piece off. Now this rod, there's a bar across there, and you just shove it down and turn it to its side, and it's got a hook on it. It hooks around that bar. Interesting piece of engineering. Old low-tech kind of idea. Alright, so we had that buzz there. Now when we put this back in, we're going to come around here with some liquid latex, and we're going to lay a bead around there so that when we put that metal back on there, we don't have metal to metal buzz there. Alright, and the other place this was buzzing was this secondary spider, this external spider right here. All around here the glue had started to fail, and it came loose from the cone, and we had several different buzzes coming from this. So to lift this horn flare out, we're glued here. We're glued onto the horn flare. We can't really get it. Would be very difficult to get in there and break that. I could if I had to, but it's going to be easier since it's already lifting up around here. See, and I've already taken this loose. I went all the way around here carefully with my X-Acto knife and pushed and lift and pushed and lift, being very careful that I didn't rip or cut the spider, because it's old and it's brittle, and being very careful that I didn't cut or puncture the cone. Now once I got that loose all the way around, I thought this horn flare might be threaded at the bottom of the throat, but actually it's just a compression fit. So the whole assembly lifts out, and we look down in the voice coil gap, which this was another place we were having a big problem here, big rub. And you see I've already re-glued this, but this voice coil had come loose from the cone at least halfway around, and so it wasn't even driving the cone at all. It was just making tremendous amounts of buzzes, along with all kinds of harmonic buzzes on top of it. So what we did at this point was we used plastic shims to recenter the voice coil. Once we got it recentered, shimmed up, then we went back in here and put a new glue bead down. We also glued down these lead wires too, because these voice coil wires, because there's a weak place right there where you could snap that wire if you know, sooner or later the vibrational modes are going to get in there and going to cause metal fatigue. So we've capped that over too. So once we got that, you know, that glue sets up, we can pull the shims, and in reverse order we'll put it all back together. Now we'll be careful that we glue this down properly. We'll put a little little liquid gasket material between the two metal parts. So one major source of buzz, second major source of buzz, and then the third source of buzzes. So, and we also reinvigorated the outer edge because that damping compound was getting old and dry, and we wanted to reconstitute this edge so we didn't start getting, you know, radial cracks through this edge or anything. The rest of the cone seems to be in pretty good shape.